I actually have a hot take because wanted so badly to like chat with you the other day about it. Like, of course, when I see something and I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to like, I thought it was funny and I wanted to like get your opinion. Like, am I the only one? And I was like, no, Heather, you're saving it for the podcast.
We're getting
Okay.
raw, like real opinions here today.
Yeah, because
Unscripted.
I didn't. I have a feeling you're going to agree with me, obviously, because I know you well. But we need to further investigate this because, okay, so I've seen so many different reels about, that kid that eats, that kid.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
like,
yeah. They use it
and
on
they
top
use it
of
for like all the
everything.
different videos. Okay. So it was like watching my best friend run all her errands on like, like find my iPhone or like the friend app or whatever. Okay. My hot take is like, you should not be like your spouse. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Like I guess normal.
Yeah.
Okay. But like, you should not be tracking your friends.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird.
No, I agree. Like, end of discussion.
No, like, and why is it so common that people are posting reels about like I've seen those reels many times.
Yeah.
Or like memes or whatever that like, oh, watching my best friend do this or like watching my best friend get gas, make sure she doesn't get taken. Like all these things that I'm just like,
yeah. And then tons
lot
of
of
comments
people-
and likes, like other people doing
Yeah.
it.
and they're like, oh my God, I do that too. Like I just watch my friend run errands and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like this is mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Okay. This is severely unhealthy.
Yeah.
No?
No. Surely. Like,
Right.
I for one, I don't get it because
I
I
don't get
feel
it.
like I could just text you and be like, hey, what are you up to? And you'd be like, I'm at my Target order pickup. And I'd be like, cool. Like, I'll talk to you later. So I don't know why I would then need to like watch you do that. Also, because
That's
we're
so
like
odd.
grown adults and like I'll eventually text you and then be like, oh, did you get taken? Like, where are you? I haven't heard from you. Like, I just don't know what
Yeah, and-
tracking you would do. Like, it wouldn't change
No.
the way that like we would communicate. So I just don't know the purpose of it, I guess. Like,
It's odd.
yeah.
I mean, I find that odd if you did that with your spouse.
Yeah, we've talked
let
about
alone,
this
like,
before on a previous podcast episode where it was like the
Yeah,
sense
like-
of like trustworthiness in a relationship of like, why
Right.
are you, tracking your spouse?
Yeah.
So it's different.
yeah,
But also, I
Yeah,
think,
and I
it's
think-
better than tracking your friend, like you said.
100%. 100%. And I think that like if you track your spouse, it's like whatever. It depends how you do it,
Of
right?
course.
Like Alva and I have our location shared, but like neither one of us look at our
Yeah.
location.
But it makes
It's-
sense
we
because
have
of your
it
husband's
to
profession.
find our iPhone. Well, that and to find our iPhone.
Yes.
So like he's told me before, like no, I can see your phone's at home.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you
Like,
didn't
'cause I'll be
forget
like,
it.
where's my
Yeah.
phone? Did I leave it somewhere? So and we don't have like iPads and all. You know how you can find your iPhone through like
Another Apple
an
device.
iPad
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah, we don't have that. So it's like he is my other Apple
Yeah.
device. But like we don't look at each other
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like
Yes.
where we are. It's like in a case of like an emergency
Yeah.
or something were to happen, or he'll be like, I'm stuck on the side of the road and he's like, where are you? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm between this exit.
yeah.
He would just be able to see where I was.
And I feel
or
like that's
whatever.
very valid. Like that's like a
Yeah,
good
but
thing
if
to have.
it's unhealthy if you're like doing it to track
Yes.
your husband.
Yes. Also,
Like,
like we talked
because
about
you
with
don't
trust.
trust
Yeah,
him.
I was going to say
Yeah.
trust for sure.
But then your friend?
I guess I just want to know.
What are you supposed to do? Catch your friend? Like, you didn't tell me you're going to
Yeah,
Target.
and that's what I
Like-
saw. One of the girls, I had seen a reel
what
like what
is
you had
that?
just mentioned, and one of the comments basically was, "Oh, why didn't you invite me?" And I was like, "Oh, so is it toxic now? Like, what if you have a friend
no, it's
who is
very toxic.
Yeah, like now we've maybe normal healthy friendships don't think this way, but then what about you have a friend who would think that way, where they'd be like, "Wait, why didn't you invite me? I see that you're at brunch, and like I know you're not sitting there by yourself. Who are you with?" And then it's like, ugh, like I just feel like that kind of seems like it could be toxic to a friendship maybe if that personality is not as like if they're a little bit more of the jealous type, they might not like this. So I just feel like it could just be problematic, but I don't know. I'd be curious
It's
to hear
weird.
from people who do share their locations with friends to see like what do you gain from that? Like what's the positives from that? Like
Yeah, like, do you, like, there's no part in my day that I'm going to be doing something and I'm like, oh my God, let me look at, like, find my friends and look what Jackie is and where she is and what she's doing.
Yeah, and then maybe are we
That's
missing the
weird.
mark here? Is it for single 20-year-olds who live in like
No,
uptown New York City
no.
where like they could get hit by a Subway? Like, and
No.
when you do
I know a few people that do it. And they are married
and like
have
normal.
children.
Okay. Like where they have like people who would check it. They're not by themselves where like the circumstances. Because that's the
So
only thing I can
that
think of
happened-
is like maybe a 20-year-old who's living by herself in New York City where like there is nobody to check in on her. Like no one lives
Yeah.
with her. So she could go missing. So I feel like if you have someone tracking you, like, sure, it's a backup in like the sense of like, hey, I haven't heard from you in 2 days. Are you still alive? But like
Yeah.
normal, like where you have like
Normal people.
neighbors and like you live with someone, like maybe you won't really need that because they would be your like accountability for like, you came home today. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I only one time Carolina shared her location with me. And she was going on a date and was like, yo, I just want to make sure I'm safe because I'm driving 2 hours away. And I've never met this person. So, like, just make sure I don't
Oh,
get
okay.
kicked.
I could see it in that sense. Like that's
Yeah,
pretty
so
logical.
normal.
Yeah, that checks
Normal,
out. I
right?
get that.
But like normal people, I wonder how does this come about, right? Like I just go to you and I'm like, Jackie, like can you share my like your location with me? Like how does this
like
happen?
yeah, like in a friendship, how do you so like you're dating your friend and then what level of dating and seriousness in the friendship do you get to the point where you're like, share your location, it's time, we've reached that point of like
or they
comfort.
get like a request.
Yeah, just like
and it's like Heather, would you like you to share your location with her? And it's like that. It's just very odd
Yeah.
to me. How does this happen?
or maybe are millennials doing this though, or do you think it's the younger girlies that are doing this? Like, because I feel like I
think it's
can't tell.
millennials.
Yeah, so it's all of us. Like
I mean,
everyone's doing
I
it.
don't know about Gen Z. The people I know are millennials. I just don't. It honestly doesn't make sense to me.
Well, also because I was gonna say like maybe I think it's weird because I didn't grow up with it, right? Like we didn't have tracking on phones when we were growing up. So even like if your parents didn't trust each other, there was no way to check for like infidelity in a marriage because that stuff didn't really exist unless you hired like a secret investigator or something. So like maybe because this is like new technology, we've just gained this like sense of transparency and comfort that now it's just standard. Like open up your shared location with everybody.
so weird.
So I don't know. Like it's just
And why? And like, I have far more better things to do in my life than to be looking on my phone to see where my friends are at in the day.
agreed. Yeah. Not that I don't love you and I want you to have a fun day, but just like the sense of like, what am I looking for? Like what I said earlier, what am I gaining
That's what I'm saying.
from like,
what,
she's at the
Jackie got
post
gas
office
today.
Get it, girl. Good job running your errands.
Yeah, like me and you chat and we will be like, like obviously like today, you knew I had the pest control guy here and whatever, like, I'm home right now. But like if I run an errand, it's not like Jackie like knows I run the errand.
No,
Like,
now I think we
just-
should share locations, but I want like notifications. Like, so when you change location, I want like a ping on my phone. So I could be like, get it, girl. Go get that post office. Like, high five.
What the only pinging we need is the accountability of the gym.
Yeah. I mean, we have been pretty good with that
Your
though.
gym didn't get pinged today.
Yeah. I didn't see you. You didn't roll up into that parking lot. Didn't happen. Disappointed.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. And do these people that share their locations with their friends, do they share their locations with their husbands?
Oh, yeah. Like all their people.
Like their spouse?
Yeah. Who gets the special privilege? Like,
I also think this is a female thing.
Yeah.
I don't see
no,
men
I
sharing
don't.
the
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, you're right. I don't know if I would see a grown man being like, yeah, I share my location with all my bros. Like, I just don't see it.
and nor do they care.
No, they would not once ever click on that. Like, I highly doubt that's something they're looking at.
This is where I think like a man, like I just can't even comprehend why you would do that. Like it just doesn't, my brain doesn't work like that.
Yeah, no, but that's why we're friends, because we both are like on the same wavelength about this. So now listeners and anyone on social media, you're going to have to like chime in the comments and let us know, because clearly we have no idea.
Yeah,
who,
like
what,
do
where,
you
when, why?
follow your friends and why? Like why? Like do you check up on them like all the time? Do you like I just am bored and want to see what they're doing? Like I just don't know.
Yeah. Or
And then
are
it
we
gets
worried? Are we worried that our friends are getting taken? Is this a new concern that I have to like? Is this a
No.
new like worry for 2025? Like, am I missing something?
Let their husband track them.
Yeah.
you
no,
know?
I know, and that's like why I'm just
Or
like,
their
what am I
boyfriend
missing?
or
Like,
something. No, I need to know.
Yeah.
And like, I think and I think you can start from like, I don't know. It can start from like, oh yeah, I just track them because, whatever, like,
Yeah.
something simple. But then I think that like maybe you could spiral and be like, oh, they went here
Yeah.
without me. Like it could naturally spiral, even if you're not that person. I think it
Yeah.
could spiral.
For sure. Yeah.
Or you become like addicted to looking where they're at. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird.
I don't know.
So we
Yeah.
need to know.
I know we're both like, this is a social experiment, guys. Like we want to know.